If I want no copy, okay, and then I click on it, what it's going to do is it's going to basically just find it and extract it. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to extract in InLab or Seric. It's a lot of fun, right? This actually works pretty cool. You'll notice that I can actually change the direction in how I want this ovate or this ponic to kind of be. I can also change it right here where it says collapse the gingiva. I can take it to like 4 millimeters. Watch. It creates a nice little, ovate ponic, right? I can put it at 0. I don't want any kind of ovateness on it. So if you're doing, let's say, an implant case, and you're wanting to create a temporary, so that way you can create that nice emergence profile, you can actually do it here by deleting this. Let's say that the software doesn't delete it correctly. Right here where it says margin, this will allow me to move that margin of where that extraction is going to be. I personally never do it this way. What I do is I go to right here where it says correct. And what I do is I'll highlight by left clicking the area that I want to extract, just like that. If I hold shift, I can also remove if it overextended where it wants to delete it. So that means that if I leave this here, or if I want to do a virtual prep, right? Let me do this real quick here. If I want to do a virtual prep on a crown, because I want to do a mock-up of whatever, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, hold shift, and let's say I don't want to remove this area here like this. So now I'll take that like that, and then once I go apply, it will only extract whatever is yellow. Okay? And then it creates sort of like a virtual, veneer or whatever it is that I want to do there. Okay? So it doesn't have to be the whole entire tooth when it extracts it. Same thing, if you move this to 2 millimeters, it will start engraving that a little bit more like that. If you just want to keep the lingual or whatever, I'm just giving you options. All right? So we'll go back to correct. Everybody make sure that you extract that tooth. Okay? Then you'll click apply. You'll extract it. Let's give it about a nice little 2 millimeter right here. Change the collapse of it to 2 millimeters. You can do it by moving here. You can highlight it by clicking 2 here like that. Okay? And you see how you can remove that, but you can also move it into the direction that you want it to move. So now you have your extraction right there. Okay, and again, if it didn't do it the way you want it to be done, like that area is missing, then go to correct. Then you can fix that. Like that. Click apply. And then if you see it and you're like, oh, I still don't like it, and you want to use the smooth tool, you go into expert mode, click smooth it out, and then come out of expert mode. And again, just throwing it out there so you guys can see kind of how expert mode kind of works. Okay? Then once you're done with that, everybody click next and give me a thumbs up that you're here. All right. Now, again, there's a lot of different ways to handle when you're handling, let's say, a 3-unit bridge like this. Okay. First thing is you can, let it propose, then choose the drop-down menu and choose, let's say, different kinds of teeth, right? So let's say if I want this tooth, I'm like, no. Okay. You can also copy and mirror, right? But what do we have to do if we're going to copy and mirror? You got to make sure that in data here, you're going to add into the wizard copy and mirror. If for some reason you forget, right, because now you're like, oh man, what the hell, that's when we go into expert mode, right? And then we can add the copy and mirror function, right? So then you see how I right clicked on it and right here? Let me right click on the side here, sorry. And then you can click copy and mirror like that. And then it lets you copy and mirror something, okay? Does that make sense? You want me to show that again? Give me a thumbs up if you do. For a case like this, we can, nobody gave me a thumbs up, but I'm going to do it anyways because I can tell that somebody was just being shy. Because if I say, hey, do it, let's do it. I just want to make sure that we understand this. When we're creating a 3-unit bridge or a 4-unit bridge or something that we, especially when it's an anterior and we want to copy and mirror something, right? Then what you want to make sure is if you know right off the bat you're going to copy and mirror, you're going to do it here. And you're going to click here, copy and mirror. Okay? But if for some reason, and I've done it 1,000 times, I forget to click that button, you can also go into expert mode and then click on copy and mirror. And then it will let you copy and mirror this. Does that make sense? Okay? All right. And you can also go to Wiki if you don't understand how to use it. Look at that. That's cool. All right. Let's get out of that. All right. So now we're back here. I'm going to X out of this. I'm going to go back to Wizard. And now I'm going to move these. This is the first time that we're actually going to work on this, so you can kind of see how it works. Okay? Remember, choose your teeth however you want to choose them, first and foremost. That's how you're going to start off. You're just going to look through all the anteriors, and you're going to say, you know what? I like this one right here. Okay? Once you click on it, it's going to create that. You'll see here that it says move, rotate, and scale. Okay? Yes, you can scale the tooth by using hotkeys. But if I want to move something, I'm going to first start off by moving it like this. You see how I can move it? And the reason why I can move it into any direction is because I have move, scale, rotate, in all directions highlighted here. If I only want to move mesial and distal, I can click on that, and now I can only move mesial and distal. If I click on buccal lingual, it will only move buccal lingual. Okay, whatever I grab, right? Whatever I grab, like that, see? All right? Then, if I want to move all simultaneously, I click on that, and whatever I move, it's going to group them and move them all together. If I unclick that, then of course it goes back to one at a time. All right? If I want to rotate the crown, I click on rotate, same concept. If I click on rotate, I have move, buccal lingual, blah, 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 move all together, right? So if I want to move all simultaneously, left click, and you see how I can just rotate the whole thing like that, back to side. Okay? If I move all, if I unclick move all simultaneously, then of course I'm moving one at a time. So this is how I'm positioning them. Okay? And then last but not least, if I click on scale, again, the same exact thing. If I want to scale this, I can scale it. That means that the whole thing is scaled. If I want to just scale it mesial distally, if I want to scale it buccal lingually, or any direction. Whatever direction I'm pushing it to. Right? You see? Okay? All right. Any questions on the simple movements? Now let's go to advanced. In the advanced movements, you can use, remember earlier when I was moving the tooth and I wanted it to stay away from the occlusion? Remember that? So here, if I want to just move this and then I want to keep it, you see how I can move it like that and I can go over that occlusion right there? Okay? If I highlight one of these right here, okay, right there, now watch. You'll see how it's cutting the tooth away. You see that? Or if I use this one, this will mold according to, or morph according to my bite. You see? And then of course, apply to all. Basically, it will do whatever is highlighted here to whatever crown I grab and I move. You see? Okay. Then you got these other buttons. Again, you can scale it, move it like that, right? Scale this like like that. All right. Any questions on those?